Hi, my name is Hunter Lovins. I am president of Natural Capitalism Solutions. I'm also a professor of sustainable management at the Bard MBA, and I've been working on climate issues, biodiversity issues, ecological issues for more than 45 years. I am honored to speak today to you on the success of Grupo Ecológico Sierra Gorda in creating the protocol for carbon reduction. The certificates that are issued are incredibly important on a global scale. They not only certify the sequestration of carbon in the Sierra Gorda bioreserve, but also the protection of biodiversity. We are in a global climate crisis. This is an existential crisis. That means that left unchecked, climate change can end life as we know it on this planet. And we know the solutions. This need not end badly. We know that if you implement renewable energy and thereby cut emissions of carbon, other greenhouse gases, if you run industries more efficiently, more effectively, if you protect biodiversity, and most importantly, if you manage land in ways that take carbon out of the air, put it back in the soil, we can reverse climate change. There is some science from Tufts University showing that if we implemented regenerative agriculture on, for example, all of the world's grasslands, over 60 to 100 years' time, we could get back to 280 parts per million concentration of CO2, or perhaps as high as 300 parts per million. The Earth is now at 424 parts per million concentration of CO2. This is almost twice what it was when humanity evolved on this planet. And we are seeing around the world the catastrophes, the fires, the floods, the famines, the disasters of all sorts, the violence of the storms. And we are seeing people starving. Today, about 1/3 of 1 billion people around the world are starving to death, in part because of climate, in part because of conflict, in part because of left unchecked, climate change will make all of this much worse. At the same time, smallholder farmers are climate heroes. They provide 70 to 80% of the food that is eaten around the world. And with help, they can sequester carbon in ways that give humanity a future. And this is why these carbon reduction certificates are so important. And it is why the example of the state government partnering with Grupo Ecológico, with other partners, and with companies to help the farmers act in ways that protect the biodiversity and put carbon back in the ground. These certificates, which are validated by International Climate Action Transparency, mean that what the farmers are doing in protecting biodiversity is verifiably taking carbon out of the air and putting it back into the soil. And in a time of a global climate crisis, this makes these people climate heroes. It also makes the companies that are paying part of their state taxes by helping the farmers do this into climate heroes. So thank you. Thank you all very much for what you are doing. Patty Ruiz, thank you particularly for all of your years of service, for the amazing work that you do in ecotourism, in stewarding the biodiversity reserve, in ensuring that something like a third of Querétaro's land is in a biodiversity reserve. These biodiversity reserves are the preservation of life on this planet. They're not just a nice place to have something nice to look at. They are where intact nature enables humans to survive. The work that you're doing, all of you, is incredibly important. I wish I could be with you. I'm very grateful that you're doing it. Thank you very much for caring.